Good people, what's rockin'? You're now tuned in. Sonny Blanco, I got a story to tell you, heard? Hey, yo, good people, today, I'ma give you the story of the man who made everyone's life easier. The answer man. You present a problem, this man had an answer. One of the most prolific inventors in America. And when I say most prolific, it's not an understatement at all. A genius, a mastermind, a prodigy, a black man. Hey, yo, good people, you already know what it is, right? Hey, yo, you already know what it is, right? Good people, grab your popcorn, grab your drinks, grab your get right, cause it's movie time, you heard? Enjoy the presentation. So listen, if you like the good old ice cream truck that hits the block on a hot summer day, if you like going to your local supermarket and grabbing anything out of the frozen section, none for nothing if you like the snowmobile in the wintertime, if you like portable radios and a list of other great inventions, let me introduce you to the man you have to thank, the great Frederick Mckinley Jones, born May 17th, 1893 in Covington, Kentucky, to a white Irish father, John Jones, and an African-American mother, who ironically, nothing is known about, not even her name. The only thing that's known is that she left Freddie at a young age. His father, John, was a railroad worker who struggled to raise young Freddie on his own. Bad enough, a single father, but a white Irish single father who was raising a young, by all accounts, black child. None for nothing back then until this day. Black and any other race adds up to just black in the public eyes. With that said, John placed young Freddie at the age of 7 in the care of a Catholic priest named Father Ryan in Cincinnati, Ohio. 2 years later, Mr. John Jones passed away. Father Ryan enrolled Freddie into public school. Freddie, being 1-4, always fixing things, tinkering with this, tinkering with that, learning how this works and how that works, preferred fixing things over school. So at the age of 11, Freddie left school and took his show on the road in Cincinnati, working odd jobs, including cleaning a local garage. This garage was the starting point of it all for young Freddie. By the age of 14, son was a full-fledged mechanic, and by the age of 16, he was named the garage foreman, largely being self-taught. Young Freddie also had a love for racing cars. The young man was so bright and intelligent to the point he was designing race cars for his boss. Having an urge to race himself, he was consistently denied by his boss. So Freddie got tight. Boy got tight. He was like, yo, forget this guy right here, and started racing on company time. Needless to say, he was soon fired. Now forced to take his show back on the road, landing odd jobs here and there in the South. At the point he was at hobo status, knocking on doors, doing handyman work for mills. This is how old boys survive. Sometimes lucky enough to get a paying job. These jobs would take young Freddie all over the states. St. Louis, working on a steamboat, shoveling coal. Chi-Town at a Cadillac garage, eventually landing in Minneapolis, Minnesota, finding a steady gig as a janitor and a boiler repairman. This was son's big break. While repairing a boiler, a hotel guest by the name of Oscar Youngrid. After watching Frederick fix the boiler, Oscar was impressed and quickly offered Freddie a better job in Hallock, Minnesota, 400 miles away. Landing in Red River Valley, a master mechanic on a 50,000-acre farm. Hey, yo, you talking about moving on up like the Jeffersons?
We're moving on up to the top, to the apartments in the sky.
Hey, yo, old boy was starting to get his piece of the pie, you heard? Hey, yo, the farm was owned by a railroad tycoon named James J. Hill, known as Humboldt. Eventually, the farm was split, and the Hill's youngest son, Walter Hill, got 3,000 acres and named the new farm Northcote. And young Walter turned it up. Boy had the state-of-the-art everything. A shorthorn cattle ranch equipped with a 24-room home, swimming pool, barns, boarding houses for the workers, grain elevators, a machine shop, an electric generating plant, a water tower, and the two largest silos of his time. Mind you, all of this is around the years 1910, 1911. And now remember I told you, young Freddie got his piece of the pie, right? In more ways than one. Not only was he judged on his skills and not his skin color, not only did he step his bankroll up in a major way, the most important accomplishment was furthering his education in electronics and earning his engineering license. Leaving the farm before being sold, Frederick found himself enlisted into the United States Army, serving during World War I with the all-black regiment in France. That's until his superiors discovered how talented he was and his various skills. Hey, yo, listen, in a New York minute, young Freddie was damn near running all communications, running electric, telephone, and telegram lines, fixing x-ray machines, for goodness sakes. Hey, yo, son did it all, eventually being promoted to sergeant. With the honorable discharge in 1919, Freddie returned to Hallock and quickly got to work on new inventions. But part of the game back then, Freddie either failed to pattern his inventions or someone swindled him out of his inventions, leading to others receiving credit. Listen to that hot shit, right? A lot of shit don't change, right? Inventions such as the concert door microphone, personal radios, and boy built the first snowmobile ever, which he made from the fuselage of a plane and mounted it to skis, attaching a motor to power it. But hey, yo, listen, the joints had no brakes, so Freddie was on his Flintstone shit, right? Yo, stopping the joint with the heels of his boots in the snow. Yo, done for done, genius still, using his snow machine, as he called it, to take doctors across the snow to make house calls. Son was hustling to make ends meet, showing and proving with a brilliant mind you could truly get paid. While working as a projectionist at the Hallock Theater, Frederick would devise a contraption to stop images from flickering on the screen and turning silent films into talking films. Now, at the time, to do this would require a great amount of equipment and money that the Hallock Theater couldn't afford. So good old Freddie made it happen for less than $100. And to nobody's surprise, his invention had better sound and quality than the more expensive joint the big companies were using. Again, his inventions would astound yet another man that would change Freddie's life forever. That man was Joseph Numero. Joseph, who at the time was the head of Cinema Supplies. In 1930, he offered Freddie a job as an electrical engineer. Freddie was like, yo, listen, say less, let's rock out. Moving from Highlock to Minneapolis, Freddie quickly got to work on patterns. His first was a movie ticket machine that returned change, a concept that was used up until the early 90s. But Freddie became that guy. I mean, a franchise player, the main ticket, the big event, when he changed the food industry single-handedly. In 1938, a nice sunny summer day in Minnesota on the golf course, where we all know the major deals go down. Good old Joseph was playing golf with two other distinguished fellows, one of those being a Mr. Harry Werner, an executive in the trucker industry, later to be the head of Werner Transportation. Harry learned that he had lost a shipment of chickens in transit. You see, back then, they used heavy, large blocks of ice, but on a long trip, it would get hot and the ice would melt, Harry explained. That trip took longer than expected, and the chickens overheated and died. Now let me tell you about these heavyweights. You thought I was joking when I said all major deals get handled on the golf course, right? The third guy, right? The third guy playing golf with them was in the air conditioning industry. Harry expressed to him that he should devise a contraption to help this predicament. Joseph, in on the conversation, reluctantly agreed to build a cooling unit for one of his trucks. Harry Werner quickly jumped at the suggestion and had one of his trucks delivered to Cinema Supplies for outfitting. Joseph, no freaky, bit off more than he could chew, thinking that it couldn't happen and was ready to throw in the towel. Your boy Freddie was like, hey, yo, Joe, let me look at that right there. He made a few measurements of the trailer and got busy doing his one too. In a matter of weeks, boy had a foolproof system, birthing the refrigeration of semi-trucks, receiving the pattern on July 12, 1940. Now Joseph quickly sold Cinema Company to RCA. With the end of the movie business, Joe and Freddie partnered up and formed U.S. Thermal Control Company, in which Freddie was chief engineer and vice president. Today, this company is known as Thermo King, which is a multi-million-dollar corporation. Although being robbed of many in his lifetime, Freddie was awarded 61 patterns, 40 in refrigeration, and 20 in a heap of other things. Good old Freddie McKinley Jones, the genius, the mastermind, the prodigy. Hey, yo, good people, none for nothing, this was inspired by unique coloring. Y'all go check peoples out over there. That's my peoples. Go check the peoples out. Unique coloring. Salute.